Well, hi, and welcome to the night before Christmas. This is Kathy Stevens, or I'm Kathy Stevens, and this is our Wellness Wednesday workout. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, how about surviving some of the stress of any holiday season, but in particular this year's holiday season? You know, we know that we need to employ stress reduction strategies, and that's what we're going to talk about and also do physically on the 60 Up board today. We all deal with stress in our life, and it's actually stress that we put upon ourselves that helps us build stronger, whether it's body parts or mental aptitude or careers or whatever. Sometimes you've got to stress yourself to grow, but it's also that same stress that can make our journey through life a little too difficult if it gets out of control. So the key is finding strategies that will help you keep stress productive and at a manageable level. Let's start by talking a little bit about what causes stress. Well, you might recognize a few of these right now. Facing big changes or pressures in life, worrying about something endlessly, not having control over a situation or an outcome, having responsibilities or finding things overwhelming, not having enough work or activity to keep you busy, and of course, times of uncertainty. Sound familiar? Sounds a lot like the whole 2020 that we've been experiencing, right? So we're going to try to use what I call the 3 A's to stress reduce. Avoid, accept, and adapt. What do I mean by that? Well, I think avoiding is pretty something that a lot of us try to do, but maybe we don't do it as successfully as we could. Staying away from situations or planning around situations that you know cause you anxiety or stress might mean getting ready a little earlier if you're under a time crunch. It might mean social distancing or staying away from negative energy or places or people that create that negative energy as much as possible. Accepting. Sometimes we just have to accept what we cannot change or avoid. And so in that case, learning to take a positive spin, to look at the good side, look at the fact that, again, some stressors are actually great stressors because they help you get through or learn a lesson, and so that you don't make the same mistake over again. So finding that positive spin, sometimes forgiving things that you felt were done against you or things that you did yourself that you feel bad about. Learning to just forgive and forget, that's part of acceptance. And then third, but not least by any means, is adapting. Taking all that information and being able to change your game a little bit. It might mean adjusting your standards a little. So your to-do list, maybe you get to the A's and B's but not the C's, and you're happy with that. Maybe you don't put so much pressure on yourself or other people to be a certain way, and you adapt, you change your way of looking at things, and you make those shifts that allow you to be kind and see kindness around you. Well, today, we call all of that in one word, mindfulness. Really taking a look at something through a different lens and trying to spin it or adjust it or avoid it or any of those 3 A's for mental and physical health and stress reduction. We're going to use that theory in our workout. Our workout is going to be very mindful today. What do I mean by that? We're going to focus in on the yin-yang or the yin-yang of strength and flexibility. I call it flexible strength on the 60 Up. We will be using our elastic tubes, and if you don't have elastic tubes, you can always supplement a handheld weight. I will show you modifications to do so. But I have my short tubes hooked to the outside notches, and I'm going to be using the long tube in a handheld under the foot way from the floor work that we'll do. So, ho, 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 get those ready. And also have a chair nearby. You see, I have my Santa's lap over here because I want everyone to always feel that the option of sitting down in between exercises or having it to sit down if you feel any imbalance at all during a class, it should be right there, off to your side or behind you without being so close that you might bump into it. And then we will use it for our mind-body cool down for mindfulness workout today. Stress reduction and mindfulness is the key for today's focus. And I should say keys, both of them are important. So what else do I want to tell you about today's workout? So flexible strength, it's going to also carry over into what we just talked about with the 3 A's. If you missed it, it's avoiding, accepting, and adapting to those situations that are stressful. Well, sometimes you need to be strong to do that. Just like we're going to work out our muscles, you need to be mentally strong. You need to be physically strong. You need to have staying power for certain things that are tough in life. But then other times, you need to be adaptable, flexible, mobile. So today we're going to embody that strength and that flexibility that we need in life, starting with our 60-up workout for today. And hopefully that will get you through the rest of this week and next week, because it's big holiday time. And there's a double-edged sword here because we love our holidays, but this year we're under a lot of pressure and time of uncertainty. So as I said before, sometimes those times of uncertainty can cause extra stress. And I think we can all agree this has been a long haul of uncertainty. So here we are. Let's see who's here to join me. Yay. Betsy, great to see you. Let's see, I'll step up here and see who else. And Mona and Vicky, my regulars, thank you for being here today. We're going to work off a little stress with our flexible strength workout. With that said, we're going to get started. I don't know how long the hat will last because it's going to be moving. So here we go. And I hope that you'll stick through to all the way to the end for a really nice, gentle, silent, and calming workout cool down. All right, let me get my tunes on. Make sure you have your water. I got my reindeer cup, and we will get moving. So once again, just to reinforce, I asked you to have your band available or weights. 2 shorter bands to the outside hinges, long band nearby because we'll be using it as we yin-yang between our flexibility and our strength moves. But for now, let's just warm up a little bit. Let's take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale, pull down. Again, inhale, exhale, pull down. If you were here for last week's workout, we learned that in Qigong, we pull down the heavens. So let's do that. Inhale and pull down the heavens. Notice how my knees start to bend a little bit. My body almost melts into the movement. Nice. Again, inhale up, exhale down. Get a comfortable stance going, feet about shoulder width apart. Inhale and exhale. Open up those lungs. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth and nose. Now from here, let's just reach side to side like somebody's pulling you, tugging you. Nice. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Maybe start to step the legs a little bit wider. Widening your back, your stance, which will give you a little better sense of balance. With that in mind, know you can always put a fingertip onto the poles at any time you feel imbalanced at all. Nice. Now from here, we're going to come to the center. We're going to bow over, and we're just going to push back up straight. So as you bow, hip hinge or fold from the hip. And then as you come forward, tighten your gluteal muscles, your buttocks, and push the hips slightly forward towards me. There you go. Feeling a nice lengthening down the back of those legs. Your back stays long and strong. Stabilize it. 2 more. Last one coming up. Now standing nice and tall, let's look to the right and center. Let's look to the left. Now as we're doing this, push your shoulder blades down towards the floor. Palms up on the poles. Stretch the neck. 2 more. Inhale and exhale fully. Last one. Now bring it to the center, fold back into the hinge, but not too far down, and just round your back and push it through. Again, round it, knees are softly bent. Good. One more. Stretch that spine like a cat, flatten it, and stand tall. Step the feet together. Good. Now rise up onto your toes, just warming up all those joints, and then rock back into your heels. Rise up to your toes, rock back to your heels. You've got this. Get those muscles moving, those joints contributing, that blood flow out there to the extremities. All right, now just pedal your feet a little, up and down with the heel. Chest up, chin parallel to floor, spot check that posture again. Oh, I'm gonna take this off for now so we don't lose it in transition. Pump it up, bend those knees. This is just for a nice blood flow. Now, start to kind of tug a little bit like you're pulling the handle towards you. Just feel the contraction, wiggle your fingers. Get those shoulders involved, get those knees and hips involved, get a little blood flow going. Nice. Good, keep that head up high. Gentle tug with the arms. Wiggle the fingers. All right, now let's take our first inhale with one arm up. This is part of the standing flow of the flexible strength. As the arm comes down, exhale and fold at the hips. Now from here, inhale and let your back round up, cat back position. Exhale and just arch a little bit like a cobra. Now inhale and step the right or the left foot back. The right foot stays forward. Lift your chest. Good. Exhale and bend the back knee down. Take your time. Be mindful of this. And then we're going to step that left foot in and start the other side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Hold your pose. Inhale forward and cat back up. Exhale, push the chest through. Take your time. Now you're going to step back with the left foot, or the right foot, sorry. You're going to come up, and then you're going to sink down. Come back together with the feet. Inhale, right, left arm. Exhale, arm down. Fold down. Inhale, back comes up. Exhale, back flattens. Inhale, step back with the left foot. Exhale and sink. Inhale, step together, right arm up. Exhale, arm down. Fold in half. Inhale, cat back, rolling up. Exhale, flatten the back. Inhale, step back with the right leg. Exhale, lift the chest and sink down. Inhale, step together, one arm up again, so recognize the pattern. Exhale, arm comes down, fold in half. Inhale, round the back up. Exhale, press the back flat. Inhale, step back with one foot. It's probably your left, but if not, as long as you're alternating, you're okay. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, step it back up. Other arm lifts. Starting over. Do you recognize it yet? Exhale, flat. Inhale, round the back up. Exhale, push it forward through the chest. Step back. Inhale. Lift the chest. Exhale and sink down. Inhale. Left arm up. Last time through. Exhale, arm down. Fold in half. Inhale, cat back. Exhale, flat back. Step the left foot back. Inhale to lunge. Exhale to sinking the lunge. Inhale, other arm comes up. Exhale, hip hinge forward. Try to smooth this out. Inhale, round the back up. Exhale, flatten it. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lift up and sink. Inhale, come together, shrug around. And let's find that tubing. And we'll move on to the first set of strength. We're gonna put the tube underneath your foot. I've got my long tube. And again, if you have weights, you can do that as well. So the strap is firmly under my foot. I'm gonna hold on with this hand. From here, I'm gonna do an overhead press, pushing through the shoulder, lifting that arm up as the torso stays tall, chin parallel to floor. Now, if you're finding the tube is a little too much resistance, bend the knees, and then that will reduce the distance that tube has to stretch. If you want to add leg pattern to it or a little more muscle action to it, you can squat on the down and press on the up. If it bothers your shoulder, keep the arm a little more forward of the chest rather than straight up overhead. Good, keep going. Push that arm up. Breathing. Core strong. Remember your modifications. Stop when you need to. We're gonna do 2 more. Last one. And then we're gonna let that arm come down. We're going to then take and grab the tubing. See how I'm taking my hand and I'm grabbing it at about where my knee is? I'm gonna bend over, flat back, and pull the elbow up in a bent over row position. Let me show you this from the side. Good. You're holding your pole. Your back is long and strong. You've grabbed your tubing about midway. And again, the beauty of tubing work is you can change the amount of resistance by simply changing your grip, where you hold that tube. The closer towards the foot or the grounded part, the harder. The further away, the easier. Keep that core strong, spine long, and remember that your neck and head are part of that line, so keep it in line. Don't lift your chin up too high or tuck it down too low. Stop when you hit your own personal fatigue level. That's all we ask for is a little fatigue in those large back muscles. 4 more. 3, 2, and then last one. Hold it, isometrically squeeze it, unhinge it. Now, if you can keep that much tension, that's fine, or let a little bit of that tube out and give me just a nice bicep curl right here. Elbow stays in. Stand tall. Now, if you want to add a little bit more to this, you can add a calf raise, heels up and down as you're doing that bicep curl. Remember, whenever I say if you want to, it's just so that some of you that want to advance it can make it a little more advanced. But those of you that are perfectly happy with the initial version, please stick with it. A lot of times people will ask, what level is this class? And what the best answer is the one that's right for you. So if you take the easier modification, don't grip so low, don't add the calf raise, it's more beginning. If you grip lower or add the calf raise, you can take it from intermediate to more advanced. Couple more. Last one. Beautiful. All right, shake off that arm. It should be a little tighter between those 3 moves. Now let's go ahead and take that cord and just let it hang for now out of the way. And let's come back and rock a little bit with a lunge. We're going to repeat that entire series from the flexible flow, which is kind of like a modified sun salutation in yoga, to then linking up the other foot and doing those same moves with the other arm, and then we'll be up on the board. All right, so let's put those feet together about shoulder width apart. Other arm, here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, fold in half. I hope you're starting to recognize it. Inhale, round the back up. Exhale, press it flat. Inhale, step back. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, step together, other arm up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, round the back. Exhale, flatten the back. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lift and sink in. Inhale, first arm up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, round up. Exhale, flatten it. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lift and sink. Use your breath, be mindful. Inhale, step back up. Other arm comes up. Exhale, flat back. Inhale, round the spine to the ceiling, cat back. Exhale, flatten to cow. Step back, inhale. Lift up and sink down, exhale. Let's do one more set on each side. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, flat back. Inhale, cat back. Exhale to cow. Inhale, step one foot back. Exhale, lift up and sink your body low. Inhale, opposite arm up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, flat. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lift and sink. And then step together. Shake it off. Okay, let's get that tubing again, the long one. We have to work the other side. So stick it underneath your foot. I'm using the side that loops through usually. And again, if you have weights, you can use a weight to do the exact same thing we're doing with the tubing. Standing tall. We start with the overhead press. Up, down. Remember again, if this is bothering your shoulder, come more forward or don't extend all the way up. This is a bad shoulder for me, so I can't get the same range of motion without really struggling. So I have to adjust it for my own shoulder ability. Remember, you can bend your knees to keep it a little easier, or you can add a squat to make it harder. Inhale and exhale. Keep that chin parallel to the ground, that sternum up. You don't have to hold on, but it does sometimes help to remind you to keep your chest up if you place this hand on the other pole. Bend both knees or don't, up to you. Push through that upper back, the trapezius, the deltoid, the triceps. You've got this. Remember, your goal is to feel fatigue in the targeted muscles. That would be shoulder, upper back. And when you hit fatigue, take your own mini break. That's another way to make it the right level for you. Be mindful of what you're feeling. 2 more. Last one. Now, we're going to grab about halfway down. We're going to lean in and start that bent over row. From the side position, here's what it looks like. Keeping a long line from your head to your tailbone. Keeping that back steady and stiff. You're using those muscles in the core to isometrically hold your spine steady, making it not only a latissimus or back muscle exercise, but also a core exercise. Inhale and exhale. Remember, how close to the foot you grab the tubing is going to determine how hard this move is. The closer to your foot, the harder the move. The further away, the more slack, a little bit easier. Find the tension that's right for you. 4 more. 3, 2. Your biceps should have felt that as well. Now, you might have to loosen up a little here. For the bicep curl, you might have to slide and have a little bit more length to work with. And if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can add that calf raise. Keep that elbow right along your side. Inhale and exhale. Feel, be mindful of what you're doing. Feel that bicep. The muscle contracts and shortens, and then it lengthens. Good. Shoulders level, hips level, sternum up. Excellent. You've got this. Feel the strength of it all. Feel how you can garner your energy and direct it into the muscles, the calves, the biceps. Couple more. Last one. All right, good job. We can go ahead and shake it out a little, get rid of that, and let's get some water. At this point, we're gonna transition onto the board. So it's a perfect time to get some water. And once again, hey Doug, hey Ken, welcome, welcome. Once again, remember, you can be using dumbbells if you prefer. All right, we're getting there, gang. So now, we're gonna come up onto the board, okay? And what I want you to do is bottom out, and let's just rock a little bit, get our body back into the flow of things, the flow of the board. Now, as I do this, if you find that some of the moves are too hard on the board, I'm okay with you taking it onto the floor, not that it should be. I'll show you how to bottom them out so you feel comfortable, but we're gonna go back to combining, remember, flexible strength. So we're gonna do our salutation flow, and then we'll use the short bands on the side. So feel your feet, be conscious, be cognizant, push into those toes, push into those heels, feel the grip as you push one foot and release the other, feel the calf, feel the thigh, and allow that board to rock with power, with strength. Nice. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna put our feet together, so slide them together, and we're gonna turn and face one side. For most of you, that's the left side. And notice how my board is bottomed out. My toes are slightly up because of the way it's bottomed out. So I should be feeling a little stretch in my calf muscles and ankles. We're gonna do our flow from this position. So remember, the flow is gonna change just a little bit. Here we go. So we're gonna inhale up. We're gonna hinge forward, exhale. We're gonna round the back to the cat, inhale, exhale, flat. Now instead of stepping back into a lunge, we're gonna inhale and lift the outside knee. Balance, balance, balance. And then exhale and straighten the leg and bring them back together. All right, let's try that again. Inhale up, exhale flat. Inhale round, exhale extend. Inhale lift, exhale extend, and drop it down. Again, inhale up, exhale forward, inhale cat back, exhale cow, inhale knee up, exhale leg extends, and drop down. We're only doing one side. Of course, we'll repeat this on the other side. Inhale up, exhale, flat back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, straighten up and find your balance. Exhale, and drop. Now I'm going to challenge some of you on this next one. Come to the center and see how it feels. You don't have to, remember that. Inhale, try to balance. Exhale, flat back. Inhale, round it. Exhale, flat back. Inhale, lift the knee. That's going to be the hard part. Exhale, extend the leg and drop. Again, try it either in the grounded or non-grounded. Here we go. Inhale up. I know this is harder. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale flat. Inhale, round. Exhale, flat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Drop. One more time. Here we go. Best for last. Inhale up. Exhale, flat. Inhale, round it. Exhale, flatten it. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, extend it. And relax. Okay, ease out your knees a little bit. A little harder in the center, isn't it? Now, scoot your feet forward so that you bottom out to the front. Grab your handle that's in front of you. Ease forward a little bit so you're nice and on a forward angle. Now, you can do one arm or both arms. Depends if you could hold here if you need it. We're going to do a deadlift, straight leg deadlift. So hip hinge, pull up. Hip hinge, pull up. So we're doing a deadlift with the hips and an upright row with the arms. You can do one arm. It's going to be harder on the upper body, but easier for you to balance. Or, if you feel like you're stable enough, do both. Arms go down. Now I want you to notice my back is not rounding or collapsing. I'm folding at the hips, and I'm leading with the hips. I'm squeezing the glutes on the up. I'm pushing back with the hip structure on the way down. There we go. Head and shoulders in line. You should be feeling this in several places, not your lower back. You should be feeling this in your glutes, your hamstrings, and of course your shoulders and arms. Good, keep going. Inhale and exhale. Flexible strength. This is a perfect example of flexible strength because it takes flexibility to hinge forward and strength to lift back. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Be mindful of where you should feel this. 2 more. Last one. Now we're going to hold right here. Now keep the tension. Keep the tension. One hand can hold. Give me a calf raise and drop. Just the calves. Just those nice calf muscles. Now the higher you hold this tube, the more resistance it's going to be to raise up. If that's too hard, keep the tube more by your belt line. That's the same theory as the bent over row where you grip that tubing at a little different spot to adjust the tension. Up and down, up and down. 4 and 3. Abs tight, pull that core in. Last one, now hold here. Bend your knees and sit back a little bit into a chair squat position. Take that one arm and just lift it up and down. It's not going to go real high. Front raise, only about 1/3 of the way. Up, stay back into that ski squat position so you feel the isometric hold in those thigh muscles as you work that shoulder. Nice. Breathe. A lot going on here, a lot of strength and stability along with that moving arm. Here we go. Up, back, up. Excellent. 4 more. 3, we can do this. 2, breathe fully, exhale on the up. Now, bring that elbow up to your side. Look from this front what it looks like. And just push it behind you, like that. We did a lot of bicep work by the nature of the other moves. So let's get those triceps kicking in. Kicking back and kicking in. Nice long neck. You're still sitting back in that kind of chair squat position. That way, whoop, that was a little not safe of me, but that's, I'm only turning so you can see the position. This way you've got more gravity against the movement when that elbow is up high. Keep your neck long, back stable. Couple more. Last one, and hook it up. Okay, back to the center rock. Step into the middle, foot on 2 and 2. Ooh, we got one more side to do. I hope you're feeling this. I hope you're being very mindful of blending mobility, flexibility, adaptability, and strength. That's our goal today. Get through this season, this year, this dilemma. All right, bottom out on the other side. Now remember, we're going to turn and we're going to keep our body so that it's on a downward slope. We're going to take the other handle, or weights if you chose to use weights, and we're going to hinge and row. Hinge and row. Now remember, when you're hinging, legs stay pretty stable, so you might have a little bit of a bend in your knees, but it doesn't change. It stays the same bend. The action is the hip joint and the shoulder joint, also the elbows. The knees stay very much fixed. If you start to feel this too much in your lower back, you're probably cheating the move a little bit and using too much back. I want you to feel this in your hips and hamstrings, and then of course your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. You've got this. Let's all be strong together. Get right through the new year. On to better things, better days, more balanced days. 4 more, 3 more, 2, and now we're going to leave it in the up. You can put one hand on your pole if you want, and we're going to do calf raises. Keep in mind, the higher you hold it, the more resistance it will give the calf raise or the calf muscles. If that's a little too much resistance, put your hand down a little bit more by your hip. As you're lifting, be focused on tightening the back of those legs all the way up into the hip structure. Don't just make it about the calves. Be mindful of the entire chain of those leg muscles. The feet, the calves, the ankles, the hips, the core. Head up, shoulder blades down and locked in place. Beautiful. Good, 2 more times. Last one. All right. Sit back into that squat position, chair squat, right? From here, front raise, and it's not going to go real high because that tube is going to have a lot of tension since you're working with a short band, but I really prefer the lower range on this one, okay? And if that bothers your shoulder, try to get your thumb up a little bit. That sometimes will help rotate that arm bone and get it out of the way if you have some impingement issues. Up and down. That's great. Up, up, lift, lift. 4 more times. 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Now elbow back, push it to the ceiling, lean in. We're going to end the series with our flexible flow on this side. We didn't do it yet, remember? Here we go. Push back, in, back, in. Keep that core long and strong. 4 more. 4. Feel that tricep. 3. You can do this. 2. Last one. Okay, hook it up. Oh, shake that arm off. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, round up. Exhale, flatten. Inhale, lift that back leg. Exhale, extend it. It doesn't have to be high. And then drop. Again, inhale up. Exhale, flat back. Inhale, round. Exhale, flat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Drop it down. Inhale up. Exhale, flat. Inhale, cat back. Exhale, cow. Inhale, balance. Exhale, extend. And drop it down. Again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I think you've got this. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Drop. Again. Inhale up. Exhale flat. Doesn't that feel good? It's that taking your spine between opposite actions from flexion to extension. That nice counterbalance of the body. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lift it. Extend it. And drop it. All right. Face front. Scooch around. Step to the middle. Rock side to side. Beautiful. You've got this. Flow with it. Flow. Be flexible. Let your body lean. Let your shoulders contribute. Let your knees and hips get into the flow like you're a, I don't know, a leaf floating in the wind, or a tree. 2 more. Last one. Now bring it center, root it. So now that tree becomes very stable. Big oak or pine tree. Get that solid ground, 2 and 2, hold it. Bring it up, pat yourself on the back. Bring it down. Other arm, bring it up, pat yourself on the back. Are you staying stable? Are you rooted? Can you feel the toes pushing and holding? The big toe, the little toe, the outer edge, the inner edge. Be mindful of your roots. All right, let's flow again. Now, the wind just came up. Again, be mindful of the legs, the ankles, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the head. Let it loose. Be very malleable here. Just let your body rock it side to side. But still be aware. Be aware of what you're feeling, the stretch, the strength of it all, the mobility of it all, the control of it all. Grounding out right to left, left to right. Head is high, deep breaths. Couple more. And then we're gonna go back to the rooted, so let's root it. Toes out a little this time. Toes and knees out. Let's be a wider tree, wider base. All right, now hold. Push your hands a little bit into your poles. Find your center. Find your strength. Now from here, we're just gonna take those roots. We're gonna plant them into your board, and then we're gonna slowly sink our hips and slowly lift our hips by bending the knees and straightening just a few inches. Keep your sternum up. Try to find that balance point. I know sometimes it still wobbles, and that's okay. That's controlling the wobble. Working on it mindfully, having a goal. Building that strength, building that sense of rootedness into the ground. Beautiful. Let's do 4 more. Go as low as you're comfortable. Stop when you need to. Last one. Nice. Now take your feet out a little bit wider. Some of that will depend on how long your legs are. Maybe 3 and 3. And this time we're doing that flow again. We're stretching, we're mobilizing, we're moving, we're rocking, we're controlling. Doesn't it feel good to have something you can be in control of right now? So think about that. You are in control of your body. At least right now, right here, if you're following me. Let's breathe. Let's allow the knee to bend in the direction of the toe, the hip to shift, the weight to shift, the shoulders to react, the arms to react. Deep breaths. Four more times. 3 more. 2. Last rock. And then we're going to walk those feet in together slowly. Toes and heels come to center. Be right alongside that red line. Now tighten your glutes. Just pinch back there. Lift your sternum. Keep your chin parallel. Lower those shoulder blades. And just be silent. Feel the balance. Feel the control. Get a little off. Bring it back on. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Be as tall as you can. Neck as long as it can be. Shoulder blades down. Abdominals in. Knees soft, but thighs tight. And then from here, we're just gonna pedal one heel up and the other. There'll be a light rocking action, not a lot. Just really pushing into that foot now as we start to calm, control, and cool ourselves down. Push through, get that heel up, put pressure into the toes. Even if you don't feel those toes, get your heels up. Start to spread them. Start to stretch them. Nice. And now from here, both feet are down. Hips are gonna sit back a little. You're gonna wiggle a little on this. And then I just want you to lift one forefoot and then the other. And you might not sense it. You might say, I don't feel that. But think it. Mindfully pull it. Willfully pull it up off that platform. Even if it's just the big toe. But try to get all 10 toes involved, right and left. You have to have your knees bent and your hips back. Good. That'll put the weight more in the heels and allow for that mobility in the ankle. This is another great example of flexible strength in a movement because it takes flexibility in the calf and strength in the shin muscles. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. We're almost there. Wiggle your fingers. 3, 2, 1. Now roll up. Stand tall. Chin up. Little balance challenge. Chin parallel, bottom out to one side, step off with the other. And let's get some water before our gentle, silent cool down. You guys are awesome. I hope that so far you've hung in there with me and are having a great time. So here we go. We're gonna change our pace now. Please get yourself fluid. Welcome, Chinny and Jacqueline and Nancy. I hope you stuck around for the best part because here it comes. All right, you're going to want to pull your chair out after you get a hold of your water. Take your little water break. All right. Here we go. I got a chair. I'm going to pull it in. Stabilize it on my carpet. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. Put your feet up on the board. Let's just rock a little from the chair. You can hold on to the sides of your chair, your arm rails. Think tall and silent and strong. Now let's take that body and make a little circular motion at the hip. Try not to round the back, just stir it up. Rocking around from one hip bone to the other, keeping your head high and your chin parallel to the ground. Nice deep breaths. Nice inhale and exhale as you go around. Reverse it. Inhale and exhale. All right, now sitting nice and tall, take one arm up and reach over. Inhale. Exhale back. Other side, inhale. Exhale down. Repeat it. Left arm over. Repeat it, right arm over. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up, open that rib cage. Support the weight of your body. Exhale down. Last one. Hold it down now. Roll those shoulders front, back, and around. Let the elbows rise up and float down. Open up the chest. Let the arms start to extend back more. Stirring it up just like you did your hips. Now hands will come onto the thighs. Come forward and roll through. Now you've got yourself stable now. Watch from the side so you can really take the time to do a full body and spine roll where the neck gets involved, the chin tucks, the head is the last thing to come up. Really feel that nice opening between the different vertebrae of the spine. You've got that. Still using your breath. Inhale on the down. Exhale on the back. 2 more. Last one. Sitting up nice and tall. Let the ear rock to the right and roll to the left. From the right to the left. The left to the right. Let all that tension just blow off of your neck, out of your brain. Be mindful of your breath. Be mindful of the stretch. Two more. And last one. Bringing that head back to the center. Sitting nice and tall. Now from here, I just want you to take a nice deep breath up. Inhale and pull the arms down. Again. Inhale and
January
pull the arms
2010.
down.
Went home
Inhale
to watch one of my nephews play
and
basketball.
pull the arms down. Inhale and pull the arms down. From the seated posture, inhale, building up that heat, pulling it in towards your body, up, pulling that energy down. Be thinking about cleansing your body, your muscles, your mind, your heart, of anything negative, of anything stressful. Imagine that you could just pull down energy and release tension, both mental, physical, and spiritual, down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, almost clean. Inhale up, filter, filter, filter. Exhale down. Now hold the arms in the down position on your lap or right about your center. Push the palms slightly together and come towards me. And then pull back and elbows to the back wall. Once again, sharing that energy with each other, taking what we need from each other. Push forward, keep that chin parallel to the ground. Imagine, be mindful. Take the positive suggestion of sharing kindness and goodness, and then bringing back everything you share comes tenfold back. 4 more times. And 3. Using that breath to calm, to refresh, to cool down. 2. And the last one, not last of the year though, because guess what? We still have one more Wellness Wednesday before the year is through. I hope you'll join me. I want to thank you guys for being here. Hopefully I de-stressed you a little bit. If not, I've given you some tools and strategies to work on. Don't forget, avoid, accept. Those 3 have-tos in terms of either being able to avoid, accept, and adapt. All 3. Now, I oftentimes can't answer your questions. I'm not as good as Dan or Debbie when it comes to doing this to answer you real quick, but I appreciate seeing comments and questions, and I do check all week long to see if anybody has any. So feel free to communicate with me because I love communicating back. And I want to wish you guys all, whatever you celebrate life, celebrate Christmas, celebrate Hanukkah, celebrate Gonzo, whatever it is, celebrate, but stay stress-free. Let's get through this year. Let's stay healthy. Let's stay balanced. And let's be back for 2021 for more fun. 2021, more fun. All right, thank you guys. Signing off, and I will check all comments.